Oh gosh, look at it. I will then become a mage. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. For today's video, I am doing a little TBR for you guys. It is not my usual TBR pong purely because this is a readathon TBR. So obviously it's a properly organised readathon, and that means that there are prompts already given to us. So my TBR pong was kind of useless. So we're just doing a normal TBR video for today. I am taking part in the Merlin Readathon, which is taking place in the first couple of weeks of August. It has been created by the lovely Kat, her sister Emily, as well as their co-hosts Ro, Kay and Tazmyn, all of which I will of course link down below along with the announcement video for this readathon. I am so excited for it. It is based on the Merlin TV show, which I have actually never watched, but I am a huge fan of Arthurian retellings, and one of my favourite like older classic films is the Merlin film, which was like a BBC movie, I believe. It was like super long. I'm sure back in the day I had it on video or like VHS, and it was across two videos because it was so long. So I don't know if originally it was like a TV show in parts and then they put it all together into a really long film. I don't know, but basically I absolutely adore that show slash film. I have not seen it in ages, but when I heard this was taking place, I of course wanted to join in, not only because I consider most of the people hosting this to be my friends, but also because the readathon just sounds like a lot of fun. They've done an absolutely incredible job of organising this, and yeah, I'm so excited to be taking part. Today I'm just going to go through the books that I have picked, the path that I have chosen to take for this readathon, and yeah, we can just all get excited together. So for the Merlin Readathon, there is a whole spread made up with prompts. You basically start as an apprentice. You must then complete a prompt to move up to the next level, which is Magician. Then by completing another prompt, you make it to Conjurer. Same again to make it to Sorcerer, and then with your final prompt you become a mage. There are a number of different paths that you can take for this. I have chosen one. I am just going to say right now though, the beauty of this readathon is that I could change it up when it comes to it. So right now the path that I've chosen and the books that I've chosen I am really happy with, but obviously if it is not going to plan during the readathon I can change my path and change my books. So this TBR is not completely set in stone, but I'm about 90% sure these are the books I'm going to read. So starting off as an apprentice, the first prompt I have chosen to do is: there's a goblin in the castle. Protect yourself against their foul stench. Read a book with green on the cover. Now this one has been approved by Ro, one of the lovely hosts herself. I was unsure if it was maybe a little bit cheeky because there's not that much green on this cover, but Ro assured me it does not specify how much green needs to be on the cover, only that there needs to be green on it. So for this one I've chosen Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, and as you can see there is a green ribbon going across the cover, so it counts. This one I am so excited to read. I did get this in a recent thriller thrifted book haul, so I'm sure I got this for like 50 pence or something like that. But I've been dying to read it ever since the TV show came out on Netflix. I have not finished the TV show. I think we've watched maybe half of it, but then I realised I really wanted to read the book before I watched the TV show because I want to see how shocked I am by the ending reading the book and how well it's written. So this one basically follows three characters. First of all, we start with Louise, who is a young single mum living in London and working a part-time job to support her and her son. Then one night when she is out, she meets David and the two strike up a conversation. There's lots of flirting going on, and just before they can take it any further, he then says that he actually has a wife. So the two part ways, but then the next day or sometime in the next week she goes to work and finds out that David is like the new guy at her work. He is like the new therapist at her work. She's a receptionist, she is his receptionist. It gets very awkward, but they decided to forget about what happened and just move on with a very professional relationship. Then we meet Adele, David's wife, and she is a very mysterious character, I believe. I think she has a history of mental illness. All does not seem well in their marriage, and when I was watching the TV show, the best thing about this is I didn't know who to trust in that relationship. I didn't know who was the bad guy and who was the good guy because they made you think you could see it either way. And one of the things that I'm most excited about for reading this book is I think that is going to be the case. I believe that we get narration from all three characters and all three of them are unreliable narrators. And you guys know I love an unreliable narrator. So I believe the whole way through you're going to be getting narration from all three of them. They're all going to be sort of twisting things, hiding things to make themselves look better, and you're not going to know who to trust the whole way through. Honestly, I'm dying to read this. I think think I will absolutely devour it within like a couple of days, obviously if I have time to do so. And it does say right here that it has a very shocking ending, and you guys know when it comes to fillers, my favourite thing is a proper explosive twist ending, and that is what I am hoping for with this one. So once I have read that book, I will become a magician. And then to move up to conjurer, I do have two choices that I could follow, but the one I am going to choose is Gwen has been kidnapped and held for ransom. Help Erin pay for her release. Read a book with gold foil. And this one has been a long time coming, let me tell you that. So the book I'm choosing for this one is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. As you can see, this is an absolutely stunning cover with lots of gold foiling on it. Honestly, just look at it. I've actually had this book for like 2 years now, and I've been dying to read it, but I've also been terrified to do so. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you will know that The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern is one of my all-time favourite books. I think it's so beautifully written. The whole atmosphere of the entire book is just so magical. Honestly, I adore that book. However, I have heard very controversial things about The Starless Sea. A lot of people that I've seen really struggle with this book and really did not enjoy it. I have seen a lot of very low ratings. However, when I was speaking to Ro about my TBR, she did say that she thinks I will love this one because of how much I love The Night Circus, and she thinks I will devour it. I was a little bit anxious to put it on my TBR because it is on the longer side. I think it's like maybe just about 500 pages. So for a 2-week readathon, it is quite a hefty one. Look at it. But Ro does think that I will absolutely fly for this one, and I'm hoping to do so. If it's anything like The Night Circus, I will, because I just ate up Erin Morgenstern's writing. So for this one, I'm just going to read the blurb. I think that'll be a little bit easier. So this one says, are you lost or are you exploring? When Zachary Rollins stumbles across a strange book hidden in his university library, it leads him on a quest unlike any other. Its pages entrance him with their tales of lovelorn prisoners, lost cities, and nameless acolytes, but they also contain something impossible. A recollection from his own childhood. Determined to solve the puzzle of the book, Zachary follows the clues he finds on the cover. A bee, a key, and a sword. They guide him to a masquerade ball, to a dangerous secret club, and finally through a magical doorway created by the fierce and mysterious Mirabelle. This door leads to a subterranean labyrinth filled with stories hidden far beneath the surface of the earth. When the labyrinth is threatened, Zachary must race with Mirabelle and Dorian, a handsome barefoot man with shifting alliances, through its twisting tunnels and crowded ballrooms, searching for the end of his story. You are invited to join Zachary on the Starless Sea, the home of storytellers, story lovers, and those who will protect our stories at all costs. So to me, that sounds absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm really excited to read it. I'm just scared because of the bad reviews I've seen. I also think this one is perfect for the readathon because it's got that sort of like quest element to it, which I think is perfect for this like Merlin quest readathon. So yeah, excited to get to this one. Once I have finished with that, I will then become a conjurer. And again, because of the choice I have made, I have two options that I could take in order to move up to sorcerer. But I am going to choose A Plague is Spreading Through Camelot. Find a cure quickly, read a book under 250 pages. So I thought this would be a good choice because the Starless Sea is on the longer side, throw in a book that is on the shorter sides and hopefully balance things out a little bit. So the book that I'm going to choose for this one is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This one was actually gifted to me by the lovely Emily from Emily Kathleen Reads. She gave me this for her birthday and said that Patrick Ness is like one of her favourite authors. I have never read any Patrick Ness, so I'm really excited to get round to this one. I have heard this one is incredibly emotional, so yeah, don't know how I'm gonna handle it, but I am really looking forward to reading it and to reading some Patrick Ness. This one is like 230 pages maximum, so hopefully it's one that I'll fly through. It's also like quite big font, not many words on the page, so yeah, good for balancing out that heftier book that I've got beforehand. Again, I'm just going to read the blurb for this one because it's quite short and sweet, and this is basically all I know about the book. I don't know any more. So it says, Connor has the same dream every night, ever since his mother first fell ill, ever since she started the treatments that don't quite seem to be working. But tonight is different. Tonight when he wakes, there's a visitor at his window. It's ancient, elemental, a force of nature, and it wants the most dangerous thing of all from Connor. It wants the truth. A pretty ambiguous blurb. I'm not really getting much from that other than the fact that I'm assuming it's going to be dealing with his emotions at the idea of his mum being very ill and possibly losing his mum as well, and how his mind is coping with that. This one is supposed to be absolutely beautifully written and quite a brave novel as well, quite raw and emotional, and it's one that's definitely going to pull at the heartstrings, but it's one that I'm really going to love, and it's one that's going to stick with me and one that I'm going to want to recommend to others as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. one, but I'm also quite scared of the emotions that it's going to bring. So after reading that one, I become a sorcerer, and in order to fulfill my last step in my quest, I have only one choice. Because of the choices I've made so far, that prompt only leads to one other path. So the one that we have to go with is: the vengeful king's ghost is after you. In order to banish him forever and overcome your greatest fears, read a scary book. And at first, this one, I was like hesitant about taking this path because scary books for me, like I feel like I should be leaving them until October, until Halloween and spooky season. However, I'm actually really in a spooky mood at the minute. I've been watching so many horror films. I'm actually really excited about picking up a more sort of spooky book. So I've actually spoken about this one recently in my Choose My Next Read video, which of course shows how much I want to read it because I push it forth as an option to read very soon. So the book I'm going to be reading for my final prompt is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. This one I was unsure if I could pick it for the prompt to read a scary book. I thought I should maybe go for maybe like a Stephen King or a Grady Hendrix or something along those lines, but I did actually Google is The Year of the Witching a scary book? And this is what I got. It's unsettling and horrifying. The setting is hauntingly beautiful and creepy. Spooky, angry, feminist and empowering. A dark and scary tale of agency and independence. So, you know, lots of spooky, scary, creepy, eerie vibes in there. So I think this one fits. I'm going to read it anyway because I've been dying to read it for so long. You guys know I love anything witchy, anything feminist, anything empowering. A lot of those comments really remind me of the way I felt about The Once and Future Witches, which I read earlier this year and immediately became one of my all-time favourite books. I love it to pieces. This one is obviously very, very different. It is a lot darker, a lot more spooky, I believe, but with those same feminist witchy vibes. So this book takes place in Bethel, where however many years ago all the witches were persecuted and killed for being witches, and the land was therefore cleansed. It is now many years later and we are following the character of Emmanuel, who is lured into the dark wood that surrounds Bethel, which is a forbidden place haunted by the spirits of the witches who bestow an extraordinary gift on Emmanuel, the diary of her dead mother. Fascinated by and fearful of the secrets the diary reveals, Emmanuel begins to understand why her mother once consorted with witches, and as the truth about the prophets and their history is revealed, so Emmanuel understands what must be done. For the real threat to Bethel is its own darkness. Bethel must change, and that change will begin with her. Like, it just sounds so good. It's got all the spooky, witchy, feminist vibes that I want. It sounds kind of similar to The Once and the Future Witches in that we're following however many years later after witches are like gone and the main character is bringing them back. It does say it's bone-chilling, breathtakingly beautiful, a bracing tale of magic and power, takes the best tropes of horror and witchcraft and gives them a refreshingly feminist twist. Like, what more could you want from a book, honestly? I am so excited to read this one. So that is it. So once I have read these 4 books right here, I will then become a mage. And I will have completed the Merlin Readathon. I am honestly so excited to take part in this readathon. I think it's such a good idea. I think the girls that have created it are absolutely amazing. And yeah, the whole thing's just so excited. I am so excited for the books I have chosen. I really do think I'm going to stick to this path that I've chosen for myself because I'm so excited for all the books. Famous last words from India. But that is it for my Merlin Readathon TBR. If you did enjoy this video, then do please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more bookish content from me. Comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings. I do reply to every single comment. I love you all and I will see you in my next one.